I saw a guy on 9/11 we were in New York.
Yeah.
And he was in the park that evening because we were walking around.
Still with Ash on.
Still, yeah, and he had on a cell phone, and he's walking through the park, and he literally, like, as he walks by, he goes, "I know today is crazy, but we have to get this deal through."
Yeah.
And we're like, that's like the most cartoon character businessman.
Hey, I'm New York, don't
Yeah.
stop for anything.
Oh my God, I got to get this deal through.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a guy that you want on your team.
Hey, he worked, doesn't take time off.
Oh my God,
Hard worker.
fantastic. Well, now, in terms of like where you started and where you guys are at now, I mean, doing 5 seasons of a TV show, like what's the tough part about doing it? What's the tough part about doing the show? Does it just sort of unroll? Is there a pressure in doing it that you maybe didn't feel before? Or?
Yeah.
Waking up early.
Pretty
When we
much.
shoot, we have to get up at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's no
So
good.
that sucks.
Not good for comedy.
Yeah.
I think one of the funny things is that, like, 5 seasons, it's a lot, but like, you just kind of take it a season at a time. But when you get to season 5, you don't realize that you would have done 4 seasons worth of material that you have to do different stuff from. And it's 100 sketches a season, so it gets kind of frustrating when you're getting excited about an idea and then someone goes, "Wait, didn't we do that one already?"
Yeah, we kind of touched on
And
that.
then
already,
and then you're like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah," and you're like, you have to watch out for sketches that you yourself did.
That's when you start doing sex robot stuff.
Yeah.
Good callback. You can bring it. It just keeps going on. It goes on. How does it work between all of you? I mean, is everybody putting in equally? Are you sitting together as a group writing, and you're just creating the show that way, or how does it work?
Yeah, we sit around and we kind of we'll meet, and then everybody will kind of take like 5 to 10 minutes to kind of like write ideas down by themselves, and then we'll kind of pitch them to the room.
Sure.
And then everyone just kind of votes on what we think is funny, and then we'll write it up and see if we think it's good enough for the show.
And then in terms of the actual production of it, you guys are involved in the producing of it and directing of it.
Yeah, Zach and I direct the sketches, and and everyone produces it, and we're kind of pretty involved in it. Yeah.
It's, when there's, the scale's a lot more, like there's a lot more people and there's a lot more crew, but it's funny because it's still like, I feel like in a way, there's something similar to like when we started and we were making the videos ourselves, where we're still essentially making the videos ourselves. There's just a lot more pieces to it.
And you're getting, and does IFC give you, is there a lot of notes? Are people looking at things? Or do they it's not pretty thin?
They'll give notes. We kind of tend to go too far with lots of stuff, and so then they'll kind of,
Rein it in a little.
Yeah, they didn't the first year, and I think when we came back the second year, they're like, all right.
Yeah. The funny thing was the first year they were like, when we came over, they were like, yeah, you guys can do like, whatever you want, we're uncut, uncensored. And we like took it as a challenge, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll show you.
Yeah.
And then we didn't realize that we were like digging our own grave by doing that, by being like, yeah, we'll see where their line is. And we found out, and yeah, it's not a...
No, but they're very good about it. Like,
It's funny, we can get to be babies about it. Where it's like,
we get to do stuff because of the way that the network is, and they kind of do pride themselves on being, edgy and uncensored. So we get to do a lot of stuff that we wouldn't be able to do anywhere else.
Yeah. Is there stuff that you've done that you would like to get on, but that it's like you've crossed the line with them?
Yeah.
Is there a lot of stuff like that?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite thing that you've not been able to get on that you wish you could have found a way to disguise it in such a way so that maybe you could have gotten it on subversive?
We had a sketch where there was a McGruff character. Remember McGruff?
Oh, sure.
from the 80s?
Crime Dog.
Yeah, but he was just he just worked in like child rape unit. So like every case that we had was trying to make sure the kids didn't get raped.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
I wonder why that didn't get on. I don't quite understand what you're talking. Yeah, that's great though. But here we are, because you're taking McGruff. See?
Yeah, we animated him.
Yeah.
The big
What's
dog
wrong with
talking about
McGruff?
rape.
He's trying to help people.
And it's so funny that when we get the note that they're like, yeah, they're not okay with the crime dog rape sketch. We're like,
We're like, what? Why not? And they're like, well, it's about kids getting raped. And you're like, oh, right.
yeah, I guess. But the message.
The message. There's a message
There's
in
a
it, people.
context. Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted safe, you should have had the Whitest Safe Kids,
You've been watching This Week in Comedy. To watch the full episode, click here. To check out some other shows from This Week In, click here.